Just imagine showing up to your daughter's wedding, the one you poured your entire life savings into, only for her to sneer, "Dad, you're not invited. Leave." My heart shattered as I walked away, but within 2 hours, her fairy tale day exploded into chaos. Was it revenge? No, it was pure, calculated justice. Stick around. This betrayal to payback roller coaster will leave you cheering. If you've ever been stabbed in the back by family you sacrificed everything for and dreamed of that sweet vindication, hit that like button, subscribe for more gut-wrenching revenge tales, and drop your own betrayal story in the comments below. Let's dive in. Where are you watching from today? The champagne glass slipped from my trembling fingers, crashing onto the polished marble floor with a sharp, echoing shatter. Crystal shards scattered like fallen stars under the glittering chandelier, each jagged piece catching the light and reflecting the widening horror in my daughter's eyes. The sound cut through the air, a brittle explosion that silenced the nearby murmurs of elegant guests. "Dad, what are you doing here?" Emily's voice sliced through the refined chatter like a knife through silk, sharp and unyielding. Her dress, the one I'd scrimped and saved $12,000 for, working endless overtime shifts in the biting cold of construction sites, rustled softly as she stepped back, her posture rigid with disdain. The fabric whispered against the floor, a sound that mocked the years of my sweat and sacrifice. I stood frozen at the grand ballroom's ornate entrance, my calloused hands still clutching the gift box I'd wrapped myself the night before, the paper crinkling under my grip. The air was thick with the heady fragrance of white roses imported from Ecuador, their sweet petals mingling with the cloying notes of expensive perfumes and the undercurrent of judgmental stares from the elite crowd. Above us, the massive chandelier dangled like a crown of diamonds, casting rainbow prisms across walls that had cost me 3 months of hard-earned profits for this very occasion. "Sweetheart, it's your wedding day," I managed, my voice coming out smaller and more fragile than I intended, echoing faintly in the vast space. My throat tightened, a lump forming as memories flooded in. The little girl with pigtails begging for one more push on the swing, her laughter like music. Now that same face stared back, cold and unfamiliar. "I just wanted to congratulate you both." Internal thought, how did we get here? All those nights reading stories until my eyes burned just to be erased like this? Michael materialized beside her like a shadow, his tuxedo impeccably tailored, hugging his frame with the precision of old money. His smile was sharp as a winter wind, cutting through the warmth of the room. "Mr. Clark, I think there's been a misunderstanding," his tone dripping with condescension, the words hanging heavy in the scented air. "What misunderstanding?" I replied, my heart pounding in my chest like a hammer on steel, searching Emily's face for any trace of the child who'd once seen me as a hero. Guests turned subtly, women in shimmering designer gowns whispering behind delicate crystal champagne flutes that clinked softly, men in $1,000 suits pretending to adjust cufflinks while their ears strained for every word. The atmosphere thickened, the floral perfume now turning cloying, almost suffocating. This is a private family celebration," Emily stammered, her voice tight with embarrassment, her cheeks flushing under the chandelier's glow. "Immediate family only." The words landed like ice water poured down my back, chilling me to the core. 28 years of bedtime stories whispered in the dim light of her room, school plays where I'd clapped until my palms stung, dance recitals I'd attended in my dusty work clothes, all collapsed into that single, devastating sentence. I'd chosen her college fund over my own retirement dreams, her happiness over my rare moments of comfort, skipping vacations to ensure she had the best. My fists clenched at my sides, knuckles whitening. "I paid for this wedding, Emily," I stated, my voice steady but laced with the raw edge of betrayal, factual as a ledger entry. "Every flower, every plate, the dress you're wearing right now." Michael's jaw tightened, a muscle twitched under his clean-shaven skin. "Money doesn't buy class, sir," he sneered, his breath carrying the faint scent of mint and superiority. Emily whispered, eyes averted. "Michael's right. This isn't about money. It's about fitting in. You don't understand the kind of people who are here." I understood all too well. The construction workers like me, with dirt under our nails and sweat on our brows, built their mansions but were barred from their parties. I'd sacrificed everything to launch her into this world, and now I'd served my purpose, discarded like yesterday's blueprint. Around us, conversations had ground to a complete halt, the elegant hum of the room replaced by tense silence. The photographer lowered his camera with a soft click, lens capping like a judgment. The string quartet continued obliviously, their bows drawing melancholic notes from violins that now sounded like a funeral dirge in the backdrop of unfolding drama. My work boots, polished to a shine for this occasion, felt unnaturally heavy against the pristine floor, thudding with the weight of rejection. Outside, the spring air hit my lungs like a rush of freedom, crisp and laced with the distant scent of rain on asphalt. My old pickup truck sat alone in the far corner, rust spots and all, exactly where it belonged in their polished world. I reached for my phone, fingers steady despite the storm raging inside. The screen's glow cold against my palm. 25 years of building a company from nothing had taught me patience, the kind that tempers steel. 25 years loving an ungrateful daughter had taught me the true, stinging value of loyalty. The screen lit up with missed calls from my lawyer about a mundane property dispute. I scrolled past them, thumb hovering over a number I hadn't dialed in months, but now needed like air. First National Bank Business Services. Inside that opulent ballroom, my daughter was to toasting her new life without me, laughter tinkling like crystal. Outside, in the gathering shadows, I was about to begin mine without her. The phone rang once, a single tone cutting through the wind before someone answered. The heavy doors sealed behind me with the finality of a vault closing, muffling the wedding music to faint whispers as I crossed the asphalt, each step more deliberate than the last, gravel crunching under my boots like bones. The gift box lay abandoned on their table, forgotten like every sacrifice I'd made. March wind whipped around me, carrying the metallic scent of approaching rain, dark clouds gathering above the venue's Gothic spires and casting long shadows across luxury vehicles that cost more than most people's homes. My boots crunched louder on the gravel path to the truck, keys already in hand, cold metal biting into my skin. Inside the cab, silence enveloped me like armor, the worn leather seat creaking under my weight. The dashboard clock glowed 4:37 p.m., ticking relentlessly. Enough time before banks closed on Saturday. Enough time to make the calls that would unravel everything. I scrolled through contacts, the screen's blue light harsh on my eyes, until First National Bank Business Services appeared. My finger hesitated for exactly 3 seconds, heart thudding steadily, before pressing call. First National, this is Patricia speaking. How may I assist you? Her voice was professional, clipped. Patricia, this is James Clark, account number 7794512. I need to initiate stop payments on several authorized transactions. Internal thought. Steady now. This isn't impulse. It's justice long overdue. Of course, Mr. Clark, let me pull up your account. Can you verify your social security number and mother's maiden name? Standard procedure. I provided the details while watching late guests arrive through the venue's front entrance, women in flowing silk dresses that shimmered like water, men adjusting expensive cufflinks with manicured hands, none suspecting the storm brewing. Thank you. I see several large transactions from today. Which ones specifically? All wedding-related payments. Venue rental, catering deposit, floral arrangements, photography, music services. Each item rolled off my tongue like a cold inventory list. No emotion, just facts. Implementation needs to be immediate. Sir, these are significant amounts. Are you certain about stopping all payments? Completely certain. There's been a change of circumstances. Keyboard clicks filled the pause, rapid and efficient. I'll need authorization codes for transactions over $10,000. I recited them from memory. 25 years running Clark Construction, etching every number, contract, and payment into my brain like blueprints. Stop payments are now in effect. Confirmation numbers generating. Anything else? That covers the banking side. Thank you, Patricia. Next call, Spokane's premier catering company, the one Emily had insisted on despite their eye-watering prices, her voice whining in my memory. Elegant Affairs Catering, this is Marcus. Marcus, James Clark calling about the Anderson wedding reception happening right now. Oh yes, Mr. Clark, everything is going beautifully. Guests are raving about the appetizers. The caviar toasts are a hit. I'm afraid there's been a financial complication. Payment authorization has been revoked. You'll want to protect your equipment and remaining food service. Silence stretched, thick as fog. Then, I'm sorry, what exactly are you saying? The bank has stopped payment on your contract, effective immediately. Suggest you secure your assets. But we're in the middle of service. The main course hasn't even been served. Unfortunate timing, I replied, voice steady as steel beams. Speak with the wedding party about alternative payments. He disconnected without a word. Smart man. The florist answered on the second ring, her voice bubbly. Bellingham Blooms, Susan speaking. Susan, James Clark regarding the Anderson wedding flowers. Mr. Clark, the arrangements look stunning. The bride was so pleased with the orchids. They're fresh as dawn. There's been a payment issue. Bank authorization canceled. You'll need to collect your arrangements to salvage value. Collect them? But they're integrated into the entire venue design. Business is business, Susan. Move quickly. 3 more calls followed the pattern. Photography, string quartet, linen rental. Professional courtesy dissolved into alarm, voices rising in pitch, disconnections hasty as vendors scrambled like rats from a sinking ship. My phone showed 4:15 p.m. when the last call ended. Through the windshield, tinted with gathering dusk, I watched a white catering van pull up to the venue's service entrance, tires crunching gravel. Marcus, no doubt, racing to salvage what he could. Inside that ballroom, Emily was probably still greeting guests, her laughter light and carefree, blissfully unaware her perfect wedding was morphing into a very expensive lesson in gratitude. I started the engine, the rumble vibrating through my chest, and pulled out slowly, driving past the venue's front entrance. Through tall windows framed by velvet curtains, I glimpsed the reception in full swing, crystal glasses raised in toasts, clinking like distant bells, elegant figures gliding across polished floors in a dance of privilege, all of it poised to shatter. My phone buzzed with an incoming call, the vibration jolting my palm. Emily's number glowed on the screen. I let it ring, the insistent tone blending with the engine's hum. The dashboard clock read 4:15 p.m. when the first truck arrived. Bellingham Blooms scripted elegantly on white panels. Susan behind the wheel, 2 assistants shotgunned, faces set in determination. They parked near the service entrance, unloading empty containers with business-like efficiency, plastic bins clattering softly. Through the venue's windows, the cocktail reception buzzed, crystal glasses catching chandelier light like stars, guests mingling around Emily's imported orchids, their petals velvety under the glow. Michael gestured broadly to a circle of men in expensive suits, probably boasting about his latest venture, his ego booming by old money's cushion. Neither bride nor groom noticed the florist team slipping through side doors, footsteps muffled on carpet. Emily stood near the main entrance, radiant in $12,000 of silk and pearls, accepting congratulations from relatives, her handshakes firm, smile dazzling. Her laughter carried across the ballroom, bright and carefree, slicing the air like champagne bubbles. That sound would soar soon enough. Susan emerged in the ballroom doorway, 2 large plastic containers in tow, her steps purposeful. She headed straight for the main altar arrangement, assistants flanking smaller displays like sentinels. Guests began turning, confusion rippling through the crowd like a wave, celebration fading as the team dismantled the centerpiece, orchids plucked with efficient snaps, stems crunching faintly. "Excuse me?" Emily approached with her practiced smile, the one reserved for managing staff, her heels clicking sharply. "We're in the middle of our reception. Whatever you need can wait later." Susan straightened, clutching a bundle of white orchids, that fragrance now overwhelming in the tense space. "Ma'am, I'm Susan from Bellingham Blooms. Payment authorization for these arrangements was canceled 40 minutes ago. I need to recover our property." Emily's smile flickered but held, a crack in porcelain. "That's impossible.
Everything was paid for weeks ago.
The account holder James Clark contacted us directly. All payments stopped. Susan continued removing flowers with professional detachment, petals whispering into bins. I have written authorization. Color drained from Emily's face, her skin paling under makeup. As guests stopped talking entirely, the room's hum dying to whispers. Michael crossed the room in quick strides, his expression shifting from confusion to fury, shoes thudding on marble. What exactly is happening here? His voice boomed with the authority of someone unused to challenges, echoing off the high ceilings. Payment issues, sir? Collecting unpaid merchandise. Susan's assistant wrapped the altar in protective plastic, crinkling loudly. This is completely unacceptable. Michael flushed red, veins pulsing in his neck. Get your manager on the phone immediately. I am the manager, and our contract clearly states, canceled payments void service obligations. Susan nodded to assistants, who began stripping table centerpieces, guests watching in stunned silence, forks clattering forgotten on plates. The Elegant Affairs catering van pulled up outside, engine rumbling, as Susan's team continued their systematic removal. Marcus emerged with 3 staff, faces grim, entering through main doors without stealth, footsteps heavy. Emily watched orchids vanish into containers, her composure cracking like fine china under pressure, hands trembling at her sides. There has to be some mistake. My father wouldn't... He couldn't. Her voice wavered, the first genuine crack. Ma'am, we need to cease food service immediately. Marcus approached, clipboard in hand, paper rustling. Authorization revoked at 4:15, contractually obligated to protect assets. Michael stepped between them, voice rising like thunder. This is my wedding reception. You can't just stop service mid-event. Sir, we can and must. Standard procedure for canceled payments, immediate asset protection. Marcus signaled his team, who covered serving stations with white cloths, fabric whispering ominously. Guests shuffled nervously, champagne glasses untouched, bubbling faintly in hands. Conversations devolved into worried whispers, hisses like escaping steam. Someone's phone rang sharply, intrusive in the tension, cutting like a siren. The string quartet halted mid-note, bows freezing as their equipment coordinator arrived, unplugging with sharp clicks. Microphones silenced, speakers powered down with a low hum fading to nothing. Ambient lighting shifted dimly as the sound tech disconnected his board, cables slithering across the floor. Emily stood frozen in the center, her wedding dress pristine amid the chaos of vanishing services, silk pooling like a fallen dream. This can't be happening. Not today, not like this. Her words choked out, breath shallow. Emily, what kind of arrangement did your family make? Michael's voice carried new suspicion, anger redirecting like a spotlight, his fists clenched. I don't know. Everything was supposed to be handled. Her voice cracked with genuine panic, high and brittle. The venue coordinator appeared, phone pressed to ear, whispering urgently, heels echoing. She approached with reluctance, face pale. Mrs. Anderson, I've just spoken with accounting. All payments originated from James Clark's account. He's revoked every transaction. Emily's composure shattered completely, tears welling as her shoulders slumped, the weight crushing. The entitled woman who dismissed her own father was finally grasping the vast scope of his generosity and the biting consequences of her cruelty. She pulled out her phone with trembling fingers, nails clicking on the screen, scrolling to my contact. Outside in the parking lot, my phone buzzed against the dashboard, Emily's silhouette framed in the venue doorway, phone to ear with desperate urgency. I didn't answer, not yet. 25 years loving her led here. Sacrifices meant to build character, but they built walls instead. Doubt flickered. Was this too far? No, it was earned, like every dollar I gave. She was 3 when cancer claimed Sarah in 6 brutal months, leaving me with a toddler whose cries for mommy pierced the night like shards. I could have remarried, shared the burden, but I chose to be her everything, arms aching from holding her through endless tears. Daddy, will you read me another story? At 5, curled against my chest in pink pajamas, her small hand clutching my shirt. I'd read 3 already, early investor meeting looming, but those green eyes, Sarah's eyes, held such trust, wide and pleading. Of course, sweetheart,
Daddy always has time for you. That motto defined me. Time, money, whatever for her happiness. Private school tuition devoured half my quarterly profits at 8. The best education, I told myself. Pen scratching checks that stalled business growth, tightened my belt. Emily hugged me tight when I announced Riverside Academy, her small arms squeezing. Thank you, Daddy. I'll study hard and make you proud. She did. Straight A's. School plays where I front row clapped with calloused hands, louder than polished parents. She'd rush to me after, beaming. Did you see me remember all my lines, Daddy? I thought of you the whole time. High school shifted the tide. Riverside's wealthy kids with trust funds and summer homes. Emily noticed gaps. Her Sweet 16 rivaled car prices, BMW driveway gleam, catering scents wafting, decorations sparkling. But soon, everyone else has BMWs, Dad. This Honda's embarrassing. 2015, the first sting of expectation over appreciation. Warning ignored. College nearly bankrupted expansions. Northwestern, her dream. Beyond tuition. Sorority dues biting like taxes. Cancun spring breaks with salt air and laughter I funded but never shared. Italy study abroad where ancient stones echoed her networking pleas. Dad, $3,000 for the fraternity trip. Essential. Calls turned transactional, voice clipped, visits holiday rare. Conversations, need money, how fast transferred. Graduate school introduced Michael. Old money, connections I couldn't match, despite decades grinding dirt. Comments stung. Maybe no work boots when visiting? Michael's friends there. The girl thanking for stories now embarrassed by her provider. Construction success funded her world, but barred me from it. Last Christmas, introduced as Emily's father, small business owner. Small? 25 years building Clark Construction, 60 employees, her princess life, reduced. Dad, wedding funding talk. Michael's family expects certain ceremony. No thanks, just demands. My work existing for her social climb. Planning meetings like negotiations, spreadsheets rustling, Michael opining costs, neither acknowledging each line as my labor months of. Ecuador flowers perfumed air expensively, champagne bubbled pricier than workers' days, dress silkier than most rents. Not money, Dad, quality. Michael's family knows quality. My money bought it, my presence cheapened it. Phone buzzed, Emily's third in 5 minutes. Through windows, her pacing, dress trailing like surrender flag. 25 years sacrifice birthed this. Desperate woman grasping loss. Irony perfect. Spoiling love, now teaching value. Reached for phone. Time. Engine hummed as I pulled away, Emily's silhouette shrinking in rear view, phone glowing desperate in dusk. 7th ring in 10 minutes. Controlled. My timing. Drive home. 20 minutes Spokane traffic, horns blaring, phone lighting with her name, each more frantic. Driveway reached, 4 voicemails left, garage silence, engine off, door whirring shut like curtain fall. Listened. Dad, payment's wrong, mistake. Not funny, vendors taking everything, stares. Don't understand, Michael's family questions. Cracking. Need you, pick up. Phone rang again, college grad photo, last unmoneyed hug. Answered 5th. Hello, Emily? Dad, finally. What done? Destroyed wedding. Panic raw, no dismissal. Good, awareness dawned. Didn't destroy, stopped paying. Can't. Wedding day. 60 people asking why flowers gone. Dinner stopped. Calling from? Hotel. Had to leave, settle bills. Echo confirmed. Music absent. Listen. Last thank you? Not time lectures. Fix mess. When gratitude? Silence. Michael's frustration background. Don't remember, but always grateful. Don't know that. 3 hours ago, didn't belong at a wedding I funded. Stressed excuse, weaseling tone like college money bags. Please, make up, authorize, save reception. What's left? Cake, some guests, the photographer waiting? Payment? Thought you'd handle. You always do.
True. Know my spend past 25 years? No guesses. Crisis. Guess. 50K? Laughed. Wouldn't cover Northwestern sophomore. Over 300K education, housing, etc. since mom died. Not today. Quiet. Breathing heavy. 300? Can't be. Conservative. Documented. Never asked cost, burden. Burden, daughter. Sacrificed all. What you for me? Michael's yells muffled. Family upset. How pay? Your husband. No money. Learn, earn. Silence 30 seconds. Want what? Understand thrown away. Man enabling lifestyle. Wrong. Fix. Reviewing financials, documentation. Discuss when ready. Hung up, phone off. Kitchen window, Spokane lights twinkling. Her Independence Night began. Desk lamp warm, shadows dancing over 25 years' records. Filing cabinet sentinel-like, guarding unasked secrets. Coffee steamed bitter, aroma grounding as I opened Emily Education drawer. House settled quiet. Mind buzzed with construction energy. Built 60-employee empire. Not revenge, audit. Riverside folder. 12 years tuition, transfers, reports. 8K 2008 to 12K graduation, 126K, sobering. Spreadsheet new, fingers flying, headers crisp. Fatherhood to data. Northwestern thick, dorms, meals, abroad fees. Tuition 52K per year, 4 years. Board 15K. Cancun 3.5K. Italy 8.2K. Essential networking, her voice echoed. Receipts climbed, 284K total, more than most earn 5 years. Transportation, Honda 18K at 16, complained 6 months. BMW 320i 28K at 19, X3 at 25 from Michael's crowd. Insurance, maintenance, hidden, 75K. Phone buzzed, Emily, ignored, adding entry, iPhone 1.2K. Living expenses dark. Lincoln Park apartment, 2.8K per month, 3 years. Credit overages, $100 a month, spas, 2 years. Designer clothes, Russell, trips, laughter, 180K. Totals compounded. Education, 410K. Transportation, 75K. Housing, 125K. Personal, 180K. Wedding, 147K. Calculator, 937K. Million nearly. Gradual, reasonable, isolated. Investment future, doors opened, safety car, confidence close, love wedding. Pattern, no her dollar, no job over 6 months, no cost concern. Photo albums, Emily 8, gap-toothed post-play glow. Thanks coming, Daddy, loud claps. 12, spelling bee triumph. Thought of you when nervous. When stopped thanking you, became a funding source? Phone rang, 14th. Voicemail. Thought what you said, grateful now, family threatening. Want what? Wanted 25 years appreciation, gone. Needed value understanding. Printed summary, manila folders thick. Love to dollars, sacrifice transfers. Tomorrow, responsibility talks unprepared. Tonight, prep, desk, evidence, courtroom-like. Million support unquestioned, unappreciated. Royalty life, benefactor hired help. Change imminent. Phone buzzed, reached, stopped. Let helplessness taste. Panic dependence, sans guarantee. His voice lacked the warm, enveloping timbre of my childhood memories, carrying no hint of cruelty either, just a calm, measured acknowledgement that his daughter was finally calling after losing everything, the words hanging in the air like a faint echo in the sterile hotel room. Dad. The word escaped me as a broken whisper, my throat dry and tight, the phone slick in my sweating palm against my ear. I don't know where to start. My voice trembled, the room's air conditioner humming lowly in the background, chilling the sweat on my skin as I paced the carpet, fibers soft under my bare feet. Start with the truth. Do you understand what happened this week? He asked, his tone even, prompting like a gentle but firm push. I stared at the disheveled hotel room around me, Michael's absence a gaping void, marked by the rumpled bed sheets still carrying his cologne's faint woody scent, my laptop screen glowing with hundreds of condemning comments that stung like salt in open wounds. The weight of 28 years of thoughtless entitlement crashed down like a collapsed building, dust settling in my mind. I lost everything. My husband left me this morning, his suitcase wheels rolling away with a final echoing thud down the hallway. His family cut me off completely, their polite texts like cold daggers. I don't have money for tonight's hotel bill, the front desk's reminder slip under the door crinkling ominously. My voice cracked, tears hot on my cheeks. Everyone hates me, their silent phones like rejections amplified. Do you understand why? The question hung in the air like a challenge, his breathing steady on the line, forcing me to confront the mirror in the room, my reflection pale and hollow-eyed. For 28 years, I had blamed others for my problems, made excuses, found someone else responsible for every consequence. The luxury cars I drove without earning, the trips funded by unseen labor. Not this time. Because I treated you like a bank account instead of a person, withdrawing endlessly without deposit. Because I never appreciated what you sacrificed for me, the late nights, the skipped meals, the dreams deferred. My chest heaved, the admissions burning like acid in my throat. Silence stretched between us, the line crackling faintly, as I could hear him breathing, considering my words with the same methodical patience that built his business. Go on. I saw the financial records you published. $900,000 over 25 years, numbers scrolling like an endless ledger of my ingratitude. I never asked where the money came from, never thanked you properly, never thought about what you were giving up to provide for me, the warmth of family vacations forgone, the comfort of early retirement delayed. Tears came freely now, the first genuine ones since this began, salty streams blurring my vision as I sank onto the bed, springs creaking under my weight. I dismissed you from my own wedding, a wedding you paid for entirely, the venue's grandeur now a mocking memory of silk and champagne I didn't deserve. What else? I tried to destroy your reputation when you stood up to me. I lied about you on social media, posts typed with furious taps on my keyboard. I got Michael's family to spread rumors about your character, whispers that now boomerang back to haunt me. The admissions felt like removing poison from an infected wound, each word a painful extraction, the room's stale air heavy with my regret. This tale reminds us, sacrifice without boundaries breeds monsters. Boundaries reclaim respect, teach value. Karma circles, entitlement's bill arrives. Self-respect first, blood doesn't excuse toxicity. Emily's journey from entitlement to self-reliance began that day, a hard-won lesson in the quiet hum of a hotel room, the laptop's fan whirring as she searched for jobs, fingers hesitant but determined on the keys. If this revenge saga gave you that rush of justice, smash like, subscribe for more epic tales, and share your revenge story in the comments. Click the next video box for another one.